Good evening. Welcome to, what are we at? Episode 74 of Combe TV. This one's a little bit different because we're previewing the Halloween Action Day, the last Action Day of the year, quite incredibly. I don't know where that time's gone. I can see plenty of you are coming in with your comments. Keep them coming in because I'll be putting them on the screen. It is great to see you. Those that are regular viewers, they'll know. Dilly dilly. I've got the gin on the go. It's got to be done, hasn't it? For goodness sake, we're having fun together. You should see the motley crew I've got in my green room beneath me. Honestly, I can see it's like a mugshot who's who underneath me. We'll wait. We'll have all of them out soon. It's going to be a fun show, jam-packed, getting ready for this exciting weekend. You're not sure what the Halloween Action Day is all about? Let's check out what last year's was like. Well, if that doesn't whet your appetite, I don't know what will. So much going on, so many club stands, so many amazing cars that are going to be on display. You just wander everywhere. They're going to be on track in all these track sessions. Get yourself down there. If your car's on display and you want to get your car on track, I've heard that there's discounts for those sessions before 10 a.m. I think it is. So get yourself out on circuit. We've got the show and shine competition. We've got drift demos, and we got Luca on joining us to this evening to talk about that. We've got Wavey and the BikeLife crew. Wavey's going to be joining us in a moment as well, and we're going to talk about all the amazing things on two wheels they're going to be doing out on circuit. The good news is, if you're coming in to watch, now we've got e-tickets right up until 5:30 tomorrow, Friday evening, 5:30 Friday evening. You can pre-order your tickets because it's all e-tickets now. That means you get them for 20 quid for adults. But if you miss that, don't panic. You can still turn up on the day. It just goes up to 25 quid and you pay on the gate. That's fine. But get yourself down. It's the last action day of the season. It's absolutely epic. Now, I'm hoping I've ticked enough boxes for our next guest. Well, he's not really a guest. I'm delighted to say that I've got a co-host for this show as well. And it is going to be the commercial manager. Did you see the fear in my face that I had the commercial manager on then? It is Max Symonds, who also, I have to say, is the King of Combe 2 years running. For those of you who don't know, the motorbike racing events that we have each year, there is the King of Combe that is crowned. And Max Symonds, our commercial manager, he may have only joined us this year in that role, but 2 years running, he defended his title this year. First of all, congratulations on that, Max.
Thank you very much. Yeah, King of Combe's my exciting title, but commercial manager is my day-to-day one.
Hey, listen, mate, it's brilliant that you've combined the two. And I mean, just seeing that video, it is just going to be a fabulous day, isn't it? Action days are great anyway. You guys have put on even more for this one. And to add to it, people dress up their cars and themselves in Halloween clobber as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun event. I think, action days are always kind of unique in the way that they combine what is a traditional car show with a track day as well. So, we've got, all different cars on display around the paddock, but loads of those cars will also be going around the track at the same time. We still have track sessions available, like you said. So it's open. If people want to come and take their car around the track for 15 minutes, they can do. And then, yeah, like I said, we've got drifting, we've got BikeLife here for the first time. We've got Monster coming along. We've got, a lot of Halloween theming and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun event to sign off the year.
100%, I agree. And I mean, again, we've got the beauty as well. We've got the trade stand we've got coming on in a little while. Probably for me now, it's probably the most famous, or is it infamous, Rich? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one we should say.
It is probably
Bristol Detailing Supplies. That trailer, I just love it. I was speaking to him earlier about I've got to create a traveling studio for a lot of my media work these days, and I love what Bristol Detailing have done. So we're going to catch up with them because they're the title sponsors of the show and shine and big supporters of our action days in general in reality. But there's loads going on in there as well for people to see there.
Yeah, it's like you say, there's plenty happening. There's going to be a massive trade village. Obviously, Rich and Bristol Detailing do stand out well. They have a great stall.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot of cars on display throughout the trade village as well. And yeah, I think there's plenty to keep you entertained.
Yeah, because they do these days. I know Bristol Detailing have probably Rich, half a dozen? I can see you back there. Is that about right? Half a dozen cars in front of your trailer. I think it's about that, isn't it? Probably that he has on display. Yeah, he's nodded to that one.
Yeah.
And all the other stores, they'll have something special on display in front of them. So there's just so much to see. And of course, the club stands are all the way up around the circuit, so you wander all the way around.
Kind of as far as you want to walk, you're going to see some exciting cars of some kind. So yeah, you could easily spend hours just walking up and down the paddock areas and seeing all the different cars that are on display, let alone anything that's happening on track.
And add to that, as you say, we've got, is it 3 drift sessions? Is that right? Luke is down there. He'll know. Is that 3? Yep, he's nodding as well. Davey, Wavey. You're not Davey, are you? You're Wavey. Wavey's out there twice as well. And we've just established when they are. it's just epic. We're going to have a whale of a time. Now, I've got to decide. I'm supposed to be dressing up as well. I've got an
Okay.
Uncle Fester outfit that I'm wearing, which means I've got to put makeup everywhere and black eyes and do all of that. But I got to go for something along those lines since I'm walking around on the mic. But I don't know if it rains at all that I'll have makeup everywhere. So, which is a sentence I've never said in my life.
It'll add to the look. I feel bad now. I'm going to come underdressed.
Well, I'm torn, mate. I'm torn. It's a difficult one to say. Just quickly before we bring out our big guest, I've kind of negated this, is that we've had loads of people piling in. Bath Cars say hello. Crystal Clear Polishing and Detailing, hello to you guys as well. Amy Ann, hello. Then there's conversations amongst yourself because Bath Cars are asking if they're coming. Joe Symonds as well. Big thumbs up from Joe Symonds. Danny Wilson says hi. Will Brandt, good evening. Good evening to you, Will. I've got to change because I'm the one speaking. You fill on the spot otherwise. Good to hear that Rich might be in the back room there, but he's still getting in on the chat, and then he's waving to everyone as well. One of our mighty Orange Army. So again, thank you in advance for all the marshals that will be there, and the medical crews, rescue crews, recovery crews. They're what enable these days to happen as well. Will Brandt says hello, boss. Lewis Bird Motorsport, evening Dawesy. I can't believe this year almost over already. Dilly. Well, first of all, agreed, dilly. And secondly, you're not wrong, mate. I agree. You might get your car ready soon as well to be out racing, Lewis. That'll be good. Question that you can answer, Max. When does it start? 9, isn't it?
Yeah, the first track sessions are from 9 o'clock. You can obviously get in before then, but in terms of actual track action, that starts at 9.
Yes, and please do try and get in earlier because there will be queues to get in on this one. As well managed as it is, it's still queues.
9:10ish is probably the worst time to arrive because it can get very busy with everyone getting in at that time. So yeah, if you don't want to miss anything, I'd suggest getting there a little bit earlier.
Agreed.
Yeah, the queues can back up a little bit.
No, I agree with that. I will just say, and I know everyone will take this and weigh this as meant. Please, when you're making your way in and away from the circuit, keep the speed down, keep the noise down, because we've got obviously the villages around to get to the circuit, and what we don't want is lose the ability to have these days. So please just respect the neighbours and everything else as we're getting there, so that we can keep these days happening. I beg of you, please. It is important for that.
Yeah, and it's massively appreciated. It's always exciting when you come to these kind of events and you kind of want to, maybe pull away at speed or rev the engines a little bit. But like you said, we do have to work with the local communities and the local council, and it's up to them that we're still able to run as a circuit. So yeah, if we can keep them on side, that's always a good thing.
And I know, for example, again, Wavey's behind there is that I'm assuming, Wavey, you've not been to Castle Combe before.
Yeah, he's come up.
Oh, you have. Sorry, you have.
So he's not been to an event, but yeah, we came up and had a look around the track together.
So Wavey does now understand where we're coming from, and this is that there is, if you've not been before, there's lots of lovely villages all around the circuit. So keep it sweet, and everything will be cool. So appreciate that one. Chris Watson's waving as well. Goose says, evening, unfortunately working for this one. Goose, you're missing it, mate. Can't believe it. We thought you'd be there in your Scooby at the very least. Chris Mason, our chief medic dude, evening all. Sorry, can't stop on a Teams meeting. You love it, mate. Joshy says hello. Hi, Joshy. Welcome to the show, mate. As briefly as it might be. Will Brandt says big up BDS. That's Bristol Detailing Supplies, of course. So he's bigging them up as well. Maria Fisher, our very own Maria Fisher, the grease of the wheels of these days. She is, I think. Is that all right to say?
Yeah, probably the unsung hero of the event.
100%.
Maria's been very busy this week, along with Lion and everyone else in the office. But yeah, they've been working hard to make sure that everything's in place for Saturday.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know if this is a question. What's one supercar that's going? Is there a supercar there that we know of? I don't suppose we know in advance, really.
I wouldn't know. No.
No, have a look and find out, Bath Cars. There'll be some there, I can assure you.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some there, but I wouldn't be able to name them yet.
Exactly. Question, I don't know whether we know the answer to. Ellie Gowan says, is Terry Grant coming back again?
Not for this event. So that's why we've got the BikeLife guys again instead. So they'll be here this time. That's not to say that we won't have Terry Grant again in future, but yeah, the idea is that we kind of bring in different people to do stunt demonstrations and different things to spice up the days. But yeah, it won't always be the same every time.
No, agreed. And that scares me if Grant's coming again, because what has he done? I've been in the boot of a car talking on the microphone while the car's been up on two wheels. And I've been stood in the arena when he's been in Smithy's Volvo estate, as he then goes screeching right up to me and just stops in time to just touch the back of my legs while I'm talking on the microphone. So
rather you than me.
Yeah, it's me and him, I tell you. FNAF says, what time do the gates open?
I believe from 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that I would agree with that. That rings a bell. I normally sort of get there about 8-ish, something like that. Lewis Bird confirms that his car is getting there. He's going to be out racing, he reckons. And Maria Fisher put thumbs up to that comment. You are the unsung hero. So that catches up with some of the viewers that are watching. Keep your comments, keep your questions, especially as we're now about to our guests in. If you've got any questions for them, bring them in. But Max, it's you and we're going to now co-host this one, aren't we, to be honest?
Lovely. Let's do it.
Pressure's off. It's time to bring out our first guest, and it's a biggie. Wavey.
What's happening,
Hello,
guys?
mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, you say you're good. Let's address the elephant that no one else is in the room yet.
Yeah.
Been better.
You're not going to be on a bike this weekend, are you?
Sadly, I won't be on a bike this weekend. I've got a broken leg, but I'm still attending. And
Yes.
I'll be there. I've got a trade stall, so if you want to come take some photos or grab some t-shirts, posters, stickers, whatever, come find me. And I'm around, man. I'm still around to take some pictures and everything.
And the team, they'll be there. The BikeLife team will be there. They'll be under your watchful eye. We'll get you on the mic and all sorts of things, won't we?
Yeah. So there's about 10 riders still going to be going out on track. So there will be a good show for the people. Do you know what I mean?
I love this where our guys sort of mixed 3 photos. That's got some good synergy on that one. And that, I believe that's you on the bike, isn't it?
Yeah, that's at British Motorfest.
Oh, is it? Because where was that?
That was at an airport. I can't remember which Farnborough Airport it was at.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking in the background and I thought that it was at Silverstone for a minute. It looks almost like Silverstone-esque in the back there. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
the buildings in the background do have that Silverstone grey, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. But
I think that's the Gulfstream headquarters behind there, all the private jets and stuff.
Okay, fair dues. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So, Wavey, I mean, speak to us. Just quickly add in that Kean Calloway said, good evening, can't wait for this show. Been buzzing for it since Forge, and I think that sort of sums up a lot of people. Wavey, I mean, you get to do all this amazing stuff. I'm going to go to the history in a second, but I love the fact that we were chatting off air before we came on, and you're generally pumped and really excited about this one.
Oh, I am. This is major. This is major for BikeLife. This is kind of like the first time that they've had actual BikeLife, so people can actually see what BikeLife really is. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's major for the sport and first step in the right direction for us.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hoping you guys are going to have like a videographer or something there, because this has got to be all over your YouTube and everything, hasn't it?
Yeah, we got that going on for sure.
Good man. And we got, from what I hear, and Max, again, I don't know which of you to be putting this to, is that we got Big Nasty on the mic with you for you guys as well.
Yeah, so we've got Big Nasty. He's gonna present the BikeLife segments, which is gonna be pretty funny. You know, he's a bit of a comedian, isn't it? So
yes.
It'd be good fun. Be a good day for sure.
I'm looking forward to that with mild nerves as well, because let's be honest, he's going to be a liability as well.
100%.
That's what
it's all about.
I thought I'd throw you guys a curveball if BikeLife isn't a curveball enough. So
I'm really looking forward to it. And Max, I know you were sort of making a big point about that Monster Energy are here, and that includes the pickup and all of that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, it's I think it's going to be a really exciting collaboration in addition to the event. So obviously we've got Wavey and the BikeLife guys coming down, and Wavey's been putting a lot of effort in again behind the scenes to bring people like Big Nasty down to get all this arranged, to turn it into, you know, a big of a thing as it's going to be. But yeah, alongside that, we've also got Monster bringing one of their sampling trucks down, so there'll be at different points around the site on the spectator banks during the day, handing out free samples of Monster to anyone that wants them. So yeah, that in addition to obviously the merch stand and everything else, it's going to be nice little new thing for Action Days.
It really is, and I mean, who's getting feedback? One of you's feedback. Oh, I can't hear you now, Wavey. It's gone. Hang on. We've lost Wavey's audio. Let me just put that.
You think my sound's gone?
Oh, there you go. You're back now.
I'm back. There we go.
That's fine. I wondered what the noise was, and that was, yeah, we've got you back. That's the main thing. Hey, listen, that sums up Saturday, doesn't it? To be honest with you, we're going to lose you. We're going to get you back again. Oh, no. Oh, there he is. That's all right.
There we go.
Oh, he's gone quiet on me again. While he's doing that, I'll just, he's on mute. You're on mute at the moment. I can see you've muted yourself. Let me see. Can I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
So what was going on there?
That's all right. To be honest with you, as I was saying, is it sums up what's gonna happen on Saturday. And 1 minute we're gonna have you, the next minute you're gonna be off buzzing and having fun, and we got to keep you under control. I think, haven't we?
For sure. You just keep me off a bike, because I'm gonna be very, very tempted to get on a bike.
All right, it's always the way when you go and watch.
Yeah, Max can sum up that one as well.
Yeah,
you never want to ride more than when you're stood on the side of the track watching other people ride. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is bad timing for me, I guess, but
it is what it is, mate.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is what it is, and everything happens for a reason, I guess. So,
and I would never ever have a giggle about the fact that you broke your leg whilst you weren't on the bike.
Yeah, just the luck of that's just typically my luck, to be honest. Yeah, all these years of riding and stunting on a bike, I broke my toe. I think once I broke my toe in a light accident, and yeah, now I've got a broken tibia and fibula, and I wasn't even on a bike. So
unbelievable. It's just Murphy's Law, that, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, biggest event of my life, and that's it.
Oh well, that's listen. I think it was deliberate, Max, because what he's done is he's made sure we got Avon back again now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's definitely, the intention isn't for this to be the one and only time we have BikeLife at the circuit. The idea is that this is an introduction to having BikeLife at the circuit, and we can look to do similar things again on future action days, or we have also discussed about running a BikeLife sole event at Combe in future as well. So there's definitely options for Wavey to get out on track once he's healed up a bit.
That's it, man. That's why I'm still in positive spirits about it. I know that there's more to come.
Definitely.
No, exactly. I love the sound of that. Still, the comments are coming in. Tara Lewandon, looking forward to this show. Looking forward that you're going to be back there, Tara. I haven't seen you there for ages, so it's good to see you there. You may have been there, but I haven't caught up with you. Jody Burton says, counting down the days. Our very own Richard Perry says, is that Max Symonds from Max Symonds Racing? Swoons. That's your business partner there at Castle Combe, isn't it?
Yeah, he was lucky enough to get out of hosting the show this week, so I've been tagged in instead.
Yes, he was. It was indeed. Ellie Gowan says, I'm coming to Castle Combe again for Halloween Action Day, and I can't wait for the drifters again. Are people allowed in the passenger seats of the drift cars, and what age for passenger seats? I don't think you are, unless we're just getting no from Luca, I'm afraid. Not those. There'll be, I'm assuming, Max, there'll be charity rides there again, won't there?
So we have passenger rides. So if you want to be taken around the track, that's something that we can do. But yeah, separately to the drifters.
Good man. Titch says, looking forward to joining you again. Once again, Dawesy. Mate, I meant to ask you whether you're there. So Titch, who's I guess we can say an ex-drifter more than anything. He spends more time on the mic like me these days. He'll be joining me on the mic. Luca, leave it out, son. I can see you back there. He will be joining me on the mic, and we'll be having a giggle on there as well. Bath Cars actually confirmed that a 918 Spider came to last Action Day, was mint, and they're hoping it comes again. Let's wait and see. And Danny Wilson says, Saturday will be my first time at an Action Day. Can't wait, especially for the stunt riders. So let's bring that back to you again, Wheelie. Speak to me about this. Is that, first of all, for those who don't know, what is it? What are we going to see?
So you're going to see a lot of wheelies, and like we call it combos. So you'll see guys jumping all over their bikes, like from side to side. And a thing I have to state about the bikes that we ride are they are bone stock bikes. They have no stunt brakes or extra third brake on the handlebar. It's just straight foot brake, clutch, and throttle. So everything you see is straight. It's like balance and bike control completely.
Wow.
So you're going to see some cool stuff. You're going to see some guys going crazy. And hopefully I'll be able to explain to you guys what's going on more as it's happening on the mic.
Brilliant. Which I'll be honest and say, and Max will probably grass me up if I didn't admit it anyway, is that when I heard that you weren't out, whilst I was initially gutted, I went, actually, that means we can have him on the mic and we'll have someone who knows what they're talking about on the mic.
Yeah, hopefully
silver lining.
Light on it.
Are they all normal bikes or e-bikes? Because I've seen a lot of your YouTube videos where you do a lot of stuff on e-bikes as well.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the new wave, I think, the e-bikes. So I do a fair bit on those too, but it's gonna be motocross bikes coming on the day. It'll be a range of motocross bikes as well, from 450s to 2-strokes, and yeah, we'll have all sorts going on.
Good answer. We want the real stuff. We want the noise. We want the real deal. So that's good.
I agree.
How is it going to work? And I don't know who this question's through, whether it's to you, Wheelie, or whether it's to Max, because you guys are going out on circuit. So is it that you'll be gradually sort of doing some stunts at one point and then moving to another place on the circuit and doing some more?
So I basically, for BikeLife, I want people to understand what real BikeLife is, and BikeLife is about, it's like how far it's like distance basically. So you want to see how far you can wheelie without dropping. So I think it'll be more like I think we're going to run a little competition on the day, and see who can do the whole track. That'll be
wicked.
Kind of what's going on. I think one of the sessions will give you guys a bit of a show more, but then I think the second session we're going to have a proper competition.
Forget the fans. This is about you competing. Yeah.
That's it. We want to just show people that it is like a competitive spectator sport, and do you know what I mean? It'll be exciting to see. It's people racing, but they're on one wheel. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think I was gonna say, I think it'll be the first time we'll see bikes navigate the full chicanes on one wheel. There might be elements that we pop a little wheelie through the chicanes sometimes. I think, on the back wheel through the full chicane will be something to see.
Yeah, I guarantee you'll see that happening on the day. There'll be a few riders doing it.
Does that mean that I mean, obviously, as you did say, you corrected me, you have been there and you've had a look. Does that mean you've been looking at certain parts going, ooh, that's going to be good fun?
Yeah, literally. And it was the chicanes that we said that about. Me and Max had that conversation on the day. He said, oh, do you want me to move the chicanes out of the way? I said, no, keep them in, because that's what makes for like good. It shows who's got control over their bike. Do you know what I mean? So
I
love it. It'd be very exciting to see.
I love the fact that I was just mentioning Tits that will be joining me on the mic for the drift bits, and he's actually said you'll know him from a recent event, Mud Billies, and he had to tell you off for doing too many wheelies. He'll have been on the mic, I would expect.
I do remember you, mate. Don't worry. At least this time you can't tell me off. So
exactly, yeah, it's by design. And Sue Woodland says, evening all, looking forward to Saturday, and that's our very own Sue Woodland. Welcome to the show. Speak to me about where this started for you, Wheelie. Go take us back to the beginning.
So I think it started when I was probably 12, 13 years old. Do you know what I mean? Always had a passion for bikes and stuff, and just started on pedal bikes for me, for sure. So like doing wheelies on pedal bikes, and then putting the can on the back wheel so it makes some noise like a dirt bike, and then you know what I mean, we just went from there, evolved as time went on, for sure.
And I get the impression that you haven't forgotten your roots, because didn't I see some more recent videos that you do still jump on the pedal bike and do some bits on that as well?
I can still wheelie a pedal bike for sure. I can't do anything that the new kids are doing. The new kids on pedal bikes, it's insane what they're doing. Some of the things you'll see them do is just nuts. But yeah, I can still wheelie a pedal bike as far as my stamina lets me.
Yeah, I know that. I feel that one definitely. And I mean, we were chatting, and we're going to tightrope through this one a little bit. But the point being is that what's good is about finding these events like ours on Saturday to be able to bring the BikeLife crew out and do these things, because it kind of gets put on the street which then is not the right place to do it. You then get in trouble, out of proportion trouble a lot of the time as well. But it's because you have no choice, and it's trying to bring it up as a sport and to the fore, isn't it? Is your goal?
That's it. So I feel like Monster recognizing that we're athletes is a major step, and now like Castle Combe bringing the bikes out, that's the second major step that's happened for the sport. So I think that we are 100% on the right path to spreading the right message to people, that we're not just like hoodlums on the streets going crazy. Do you know what I mean? We just want to practice our art. We're athletes at the end of the day.
Well, and I know that Rich from Bristol Detailing he was like really complimentary that you guys are coming here because the car scene has the same challenges. Luca will relate to this, that the drift scene has the same challenges. You guys have got the same challenges, is that it's not meant to be hoodlums causing trouble. You're very good at this art form and this sport, but you need somewhere to go to be able to do it.
That is it. And shout out to Castle Combe for being the first track to accept us. That's amazing. Do you know what I mean? So,
and that you know, that's you know what we want to use the circuit for. You know, we're fans of all forms of motor racing, so you know we have all different kinds of things that happen at the track. But yeah, the chance to bring something that's, you know, kind of new to circuits in general is really exciting for us as well. Sure. And you know, I'm obviously a little bit biased being a bike fan myself, so I'm always up for hearing ideas to get more bikes on track.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, Max, man. You've made this happen for us for sure. But yeah, I think everyone's just super excited to be coming on Saturday and riding on the track. And yeah, certain people are a bit nervous, but once they get on their bikes, that'll be gone. So
yeah,
good show for you guys on Saturday.
What sort of age, and I don't know whether you know the answer to this right now, but what sort of age range are we talking of the guys that are going to be on circuit doing this?
So I think from about 20 to 30s, 20 to mid 30s, you've got all sorts. There's younger, obviously, but there's kids as young as 9 that I know that are amazing. There's a kid called Tyler Stunts. If you look him up on Instagram, Tyler Stunts, him on a bike, he's 9 years old. And if you see what he's doing already, like he's giving people my age a run for their money. He'd give me a run for my money. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the future of this sport is going to be major. So it's just about getting it off the streets now. And do you know what I mean? Giving these younger generation somewhere to go and train.
And I love that. If I can just pick up on something you said then that really jumped out at me, is that you are not protectionist of what you do. You are really looking to maximize the sport. You know, you've got a youngster, 9-year-old, that you're almost proudly saying he's able to give you a run for your money. You are trying to bring this whole thing to the fore, to the top.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? For me, this is what I have a passion for bike life, and I see it as a sport, and I see us as athletes. So I just want everyone I feel like it would be a very good spectator sport, similar to like Speedway or something. Do you know what I mean? Speedway is very, very exciting to watch, and it's going to be similar to that, but on one wheel. So yeah.
We don't talk about Speedway. I live in Swindon, where we've lost the Speedway Stadium at the moment, so we don't talk about that right now. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Listen, Max, any other questions that you think are good to bring in for Wheelie? Put you on the spot there. I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I think we've kind of covered this already. But this is the first time that you guys will actually be on a closed circuit doing this. You've obviously you do other events and stuff, but in terms of like an actual circuit, this is the first time.
Yep, 100%. And even with down to other events, normally it's just one bike. Do you know what I mean? Or
really?
The last event I did, I brought a friend with me as well, and that was like the first time there's been 2 bikes out. But yeah, it's normally just me. So to bring
this is big.
Yeah, exactly that. So to be able to bring others from the sport through is amazing. It's major.
Great questions come in from Danny Wilson. Are there any girl stunt riders?
There is loads. There is a lot of female stunt riders. There's a girl from Sweden that I know. She's also signed to Monster. Her name's Sarah, and yeah, she's a beast on a bike as well. But yeah, there's a lot of girl stunt riders.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
that's great to see as well.
I guess, yeah, I say only other thing for me is what's the best way for people to find out more about bike life if they want to find out more? Is it following you guys on Instagram or?
I guess just have a look at the Instagram, and then if you follow my Instagram and you just see, you'll get suggestions of from there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll see other posts and people that I follow that ride. So.
And just to make sure that people have got it, is that if you're on Instagram, it's One Wheel Wavey, WAVE. Well, in fact, what we see there at One Wheel
right.
Wavey. It helps if I look at my screen, doesn't it? And that is it. Have a look at that on Instagram and follow. And there's the link to the YouTube channel and everything else. And it's great. Just jump on and have a look. Ellie Gowing says, and I know the answer to this already, is can I get a picture with Wavey?
Of course you can. If you come over to my trade stand, you're more than welcome to come get some pictures, posters, stickers. We've got T-shirts for sale, everything. And also, I was going to say, if anyone wanted to come and take a picture with a selfie with Big Nasty, he'll also be at the trade tent, the Wave trade tent. I think it's it'll be at the Monster tent. So yeah.
Max, do we know where that will be yet?
No, I don't have the location to hand though, but it'll be easy to find. So you head to the trade village and look for the big monster signs.
Yeah, that's it.
That's fine. Wicked.
So yeah, come get your picture on Saturday.
And I love that one of our marshals said when we were talking about the wheelies through the chicanes, is Chris Rees says, please don't put ideas into Rob Jones's head. That's our motorbike instructor that we have at the circuit, and he will. If he could, he would.
We're setting trends here now at Castle Combe.
Exactly.
We'll see loads of videos after this weekend of people wheeling through there, hopefully.
Shh, stop stirring, Wavey, for goodness sake. The good news, Max, is I hear it's not the fastest way through the chicanes, though.
No, it's not. That's lead on the side.
Which we have to say, we've had the outright bike lap record broke this year, didn't we, as well?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Castle Combe Grand National back in July was probably the fastest bike meeting we've ever had there. So yeah, it was a lot of fast times all around. A lot of lean angle.
What's the fastest time around the Castle Combe?
106.9 on the bike.
Yeah, that's very
not a
quick.
challenge, Weavy. No.
No, it's like wheelies. Like I said, is like drifting. It's not the fastest way around the corner, but it's the most stylish. You know what I mean? So
very true. Very, very true indeed. Listen, you've also got to come and join us at the circuit for a race day next year as well. You come and join me in the commentary box, Wavy. You're definitely welcome up there to check that out as well.
Thanks,
I've got to say, anything else that you want to promote about the day that we haven't covered?
No, man. I think we've touched base on everything. So yeah, we're just come over to the trade village and come get your selfies with all the riders and myself and Nasty. Come get your Wave Gang merch. Stickers and posters are free. So yeah.
And it's at 11:45. You're on track, and 1:45.
11:45 p.m. is the first one, and then 1:45. I think we're gonna do the longest wheelie. So yeah, make sure you come and check us out.
I love it. Titch says he's looking forward to it. He's not going to tell you to do less wheelies, so that's fine. Listen, Wavy, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you. I was worried that your leg would keep you away from this as well, but you're a trooper.
No, man, I can't let this one go. This is, like I said, it's so major for bike life. It's got to be done. Do you know what I mean? Thanks for having me on here.
I don't know if you know the answer to that. Bath Cars said, how much will the t-shirts be? Do you know yet?
I think they're going to be around 30 quid. So yeah, I'll take cash. I'll have cash and card. So
you're not supposed to say that on a public viewing of something. You know, you're supposed to keep that part quiet.
Oh, is it?
You don't declare it.
I'm learning. It's a learning.
Yeah.
You can tell it's my first time.
It's all card. It's all above board. No, it's fine. No, it's.
Oh yeah, no, we pay taxes, of course.
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm messing with you. I'm not trying to put you back there again, mate. No, it's fine. It's all good. Listen, Wavy, it's been an absolute pleasure. I can't wait to see you on Saturday. We'll grab you on mic and interview on air there as well, and Big Nasty, and we're just going to have a riot, mate. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, it'll be a good day, man. Can't wait.
Thank you, my friend.
Guys, see you on Saturday. See everyone on Saturday, man. Thanks for having me.
See you on Saturday.
Cheers, mate. Max, I mean, I'm even more pumped about this now. It's going to be so cool getting him on, isn't it?
I think it's going to be brilliant. You know, like we're saying, it's kind of the first event of its kind for BikeLife. So it's the first time you'll ever see something like this on track. So yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting. And yeah, like I said, from my biased opinion, it's always good getting some extra bikes out on track.
Yes, it was definitely had your hallmark all over it, this one, didn't it? Which is why it's fine you got stitched up with being the co-host tonight, because it was all biased.
Yeah, it's fair enough, I suppose.
It is, exactly. Right, let's get our next guest out, and I've already said who it's going to be this second one, and that is a key sponsor, a key supporter, the best trailer, in my opinion, that is there, as well as being a great local company. And that's the beauty of it. It's a local company as well. And they support our show and shine competition, which is always amazing to see and very hotly contested. We're going to be catching up now with Rich King from Bristol Detailing Supply. Here he is then. You all right, Rich?
All good, thanks. You?
Yeah, thank you for being so patient there as well. I know that you were on for a while because you wanted to make sure it worked as well, didn't you?
I had no idea what to expect, to be honest.
You now you do. You're a past master already now. You've watched it all happen.
Wizards.
I'm going to first of all pick up away from Bristol Detailing for a second, because I want to pick up on something that you were very vocal before we went on there, is that you are really excited about Wavey that we've just seen and the whole BikeLife thing come into a show like our Action Days.
I think we as a brand have worked with Castle Combe over the last 2 years, and pre-Max being there, etc., and still talking with Max now and everyone that's been there in terms of trying to generate the Action Days to be more eventful. Different. People were craving for a change and difference in each show, not to be generic and the same. And it's definitely something we've talked about and tried to input on. And the great thing is, even as a show and shine sponsor, the peoples in the power have taken on board our meeting and what we said and acted upon those. And this is just another case of showing what the power, when you get the right people in control, what the power they can do and what they can bring to the circuit.
Yeah. No, agreed. And I mean, that's on a number of things, not just having the likes of the BikeLife, which, as we heard, Max got to take definitely a lot of kudos on that side of things. But even in terms of the show and shine, and you and I have worked together at the Action Days for a while now, and it did used to be that the finals of the different things would suddenly just be in front of the Strawford Centre. There's now a stage, and the team have worked well to dress the back of the stage in the relevant Action Day. We get the winners up there with the winning cars in front, and the whole thing becomes a special event in itself, doesn't it? To you, Rich.
Yeah, absolutely. Not something I came up with. That was something the circuit came up with the idea. And when I was presented with it, I thought, what a great idea. I didn't know I was going to work it the first time, but definitely when we look back at it now and we think we all used to cram in front of the Strawford Centre, and it was a very kind of low-key event. You get a few people there, but it wasn't very prestigious for a winner to be just stood in front of the Strawford Centre. There was no platform for them. So now they've created that space in the middle of the trade paddock where we know is some of the busiest footfall on the circuit to come and crowd. And there's plenty of spaces to get those winning vehicles in with their winning owners, and also plenty of people to view everything that's there and take their time and take pictures and check out what's going on.
Another comment's come in. Philip Booth says, quality products from Bristol Detailing Supplies. I can't recommend this company enough.
Philip is an Aspire Competitions winner.
Okay.
We work closely with Aspire Competitions down in Yeovil, and they do some of our stuff through their competitions page. And Phil was one of those winners, and he's fell in love with the brand.
Fair shout, mate. Fair shout indeed. Just quickly, Max, bringing you in, is that it's got to be a big thing, is that whilst we're now focused down onto the show and shine in particular, where the finalists have already decided, they'll be down in the far corner of the paddock there for the day. Some of them take them on track, some of them don't. And then there's got to be the impossible task of picking the top three. Rich has got the even harder task of picking the the sponsor's choice out one of them. But the beauty is that you guys now, you really do dress that stage up with the relevant Action Day stuff. The mic works there. I think we've got a speaker there nowadays as well, so that you can hear what's saying. And the winners come up and good photo opportunities, the crowd there, and it becomes a big event now.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's another example of that, trying to bring in different elements to the event. So rather than it's just an award that people get given, if they happen to win it, it's a key part of the event now. It's something that people go and see. It's we have a big stage now, so you can go and see those awards. So it's just like another thing that's going on that people can kind of get involved with and see what's happening. And obviously with Rich and Bristol Detailing support, it just helps to raise the profile a bit as well. And that's, I think that's the valuable thing that we get from our partners like Bristol Detailing, is that they bring that another element to something something that's already happening. And they take on the tough choice of having to pick the winners, which I'm not envious of.
No, exactly. I've got to pause for a second because I pressed the wrong video when I did the transition. It shouldn't have been a normal transition. And I am going to pause our conversation. It's only 36 seconds, but it's worth watching because I love Bristol Detailing and everything.
Can't wait to see your work.
I just love it. Sorry, Rich. I had to play that anyway.
You've had so much fun doing that, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, we have. My dude, Joe Marrows, my video editor, he jumped on that one. We were going to play another one that I have to say that, what they called again, the other video we were talking about. Who was it that did that one?
Criminal Society. Yeah.
That video was so clever where they did the graphics on the cars and all of that sort of stuff. But we just had a problem with the audio that we needed to avoid copyright.
The guy who did it was insane as a videographer. The guy's a criminal. Kieran, that runs Criminal with a couple of the other guys, brought him in to do that show. And I never expected any videography like it, but it's all inspiring when you watch it.
It is. I just loved it. It was so clever that suddenly somehow the badges on the car were suddenly coming off and flipping around. And I was there going, that's good. That is really good. We just had a bit of an issue. And I didn't want to go and just change their music because they'd done such a good job with that. But we didn't know whether the copyright was an issue. You put it online and it says, this is someone else. You got to pay money for this. And so we just didn't take the risk because it suddenly gets silenced this whole show. So Titch is back on again. He says, as a fellow commentator, I cannot thank Castle Combe enough for putting the stage there. Working with Rich and BDS, it gives a much improved atmosphere. And now the microphone and speakers work there. It's fantastic. Thank you. But Max, coming to you for a second on that. That's the nature, is that you have been fine-tuning things as well.
Yeah, definitely. As a team at the circuit, there's a lot of elements that we've been looking at and that we're working on. And I'd say this is kind of just the beginning. This is the very sort of initial improvements that you're seeing, and kind of over the next 12 to 18 months and beyond, there's going to be sort of a lot bigger and hopefully more impressive things that are happening as well. So yeah, the team are working really hard behind the scenes to kind of bring all these things to life.
And Rich, I can imagine from you can sense that as well, is that they're just still going, they're still improving.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure Max would agree, there's a long way to go yet, but the fact that things are starting to show, I think one of the biggest concerns at one point in the year were customers and the general public, the attendees, the people that make the circuit what it is, were at a low point, and things needed to be different. And people needed to listen. And this is where Rich and Max have come in. They've listened. They've taken on these points. And I think sometimes when you get customer feedback, customers don't think they're listened to. But when they know they're listened to, they really appreciate the brand or the entity they're going to. And for that, they bring more with it because it's the word of mouth. And it's very much like we've established the brand on. Word of mouth has been our most successful way of selling our brand.
It's the best and yet cheapest way of marketing, isn't it? But it's the hardest one to achieve. So, and speaking on that, just for those who, they should know, it's fairly obvious in the name, but speak to us about Bristol Detailing Supplies.
So I can't take the credit for the start of Bristol D10 displays. That goes to my business partner, Darryl Gray. I met Darryl way back in 2019. End of 2018, 2019, I went through a situation. My mum passed away and I wanted to change of job and I wanted to go into something different. And I took up a job with Darryl in the short for a mobile valet. His business, Crystal Clear Polishing. And then 2 months later, being that we'd never met each other before, we decided that having a partnership was a great idea and spawned Bristol D10 Supplies as you know it today with a trailer. So it evolved from that procedure. The trailer idea was a Combe thing. Pure Ford of 2019 was an absolute washout, blowout and everything. And it was a Link as in the motorsport company who have their corporate trailer there sometimes. They inspired a show trailer platform for a sell shop. So that's where it all began, nearly 5 years ago almost.
That's a good shout. I hadn't thought about the fact that trailer makes it a lot more weatherproof than most trade stands you see around.
You wouldn't have been there in 2019, Max, but we sat there as a very small brand of 7 products back then, and we turned up that morning to see somebody's gazebo wrapped around the toilet block, and then also then proceeded to watch. Back in the day, you used to have caterers that turned up on the hard platform by where we are. We watched 3 or 4 of them take off with a gazebo, and it was that bad. But I looked at this trailer and I said, if we had that, you'd be literally trading all weathers, bar none.
Yeah,
it would create you your platform. Gazebos are hard work, but great for good weather and indoors, but doesn't do well when you start to get rainy or wet weather.
Sure. And it has the added bonus of it stands out very well when it's next to all the gazebos and whatnot.
Yeah, to be fair, you can make a trailer stand out. It's big and bulky, but it has to stand out in a professional way. And the wrap on the trailer by Shades Wraps, which we also work very closely with, has been a testament to trying to make the brand stand out from the crowd. And way back in 2019, nobody really in the detailing supplies industry of any caliber had any show trailer of any description. So, for us, it was new ground. We weren't sure if it was going to work. It was a complete gamble. So I guess the rest is history, and we believe the gamble paid off.
It did, and thank you for streamlining that, guys. Is that I lost connection for a minute there, but
you disappeared for a minute.
Yeah, we're still going strong. That was the main.
Yeah, we
thing.
just thought you'd run out of gin and gone for another gin or something.
No, for regular viewers, they'll know the disgust is that I'll be able to go, love, Mrs. Dawes, I need another drink, and another gin would arrive. But I'm okay. I'm still going all right. I'm fine. No, and I mean, I love that story. That's why I wanted to sort of go with that, Rich, because I think it is a great story. You've done it. There's more sort of appearing. But it's not just about rocking up there. Is that the reason you're on is that you, I'm going to use the phrase, put your money where your mouth is, in terms of the fact that you then come and support the show. You support the show and shine, which was an obvious one to do. But it is about supporting the action days, not just by your presence, but by sponsoring it as well.
Absolutely.
It's your scene.
Absolutely. I mean, Castle Combe for us is our local custom. There's lots and lots of our local clientele that turn up there, and people that have always supported the brand since day one. With regards to us coming into the sponsorship, this was a Graham and Karen conversation at Halloween of 2021, where got to the end of the year, they were doing a bit of a trade walk, and we got chatting, and they asked us a straight question. They said, why have you never sponsored the show and shine? And we were like, I don't know, never been asked, never really thought about it. And then it sort of sparked a lot of interest in the office then with Graham, and then brought the conversation of, well, let's talk about it. I want to work. Graham's a very local guy. He wants to work local and wanted to bring the local brand in, and that was us. So that's how all that spawned.
So on the day, we've talked about the trailer that we love, but in there is the point being is that to get to it, you walk through some amazing cars. I think I was about right. About half a dozen cars. Is that about right? That normally in front?
Generally speaking, I'll start at 10, maybe 12, depending on.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes I've had as many as 18.
Jeez.
It depends on the show. Like Forge, I like to go mega. Forge always go mega. So I like to try and play a little matching game where I can push it a little bit more. And to be fair, what Combe do as a circuit, what Max does and Rich does, Maria does, they're all in that mix of allowing me to be able to put on that show and enhance that show. And we're lucky enough to have within our customer base so many people with fine examples of like really high-end vehicles. So
including race cars, because the Spillers tend to sort of rock up there as well.
Can't forget Spiller Motorsport. So Spiller Motorsport has been 2 or 3 years worth of sponsorship through ourselves and Crystal Clear Polishing, my business partner's business. So Dave and Pete have been instrumental in taking the support. I would definitely say, though, there is a story behind Dave, actually everything. I used to work with Dave at Dick Lovett when I had a small period at Dick Lovett. And then we did a 1,000-follower giveaway, which was Performance German Day 2019, the first ever Performance German Day when we launched the trailer. And Dave Spiller was the winner. And it spawned another conversation. And then, again, the rest is history. We ended up sponsoring Spiller Motorsport. So...
fair doubt, dudes. And I know, like, you've had his Audi TT up there and all sorts. The Mini before that, I think, as well.
We've actually had people out on raffle rides in the Mini a couple of times.
That's right. I remember that now. Yes, I do. And in fact, they were decent because there was one year that they then couldn't go out on circuit because of the problem, but they did it at the next action day, didn't they?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that was Newper that gave up one day on the gearbox.
It was, yeah.
Dave's rather heavy foot, as usual.
He's got a big piece of wood under that throttle, hasn't he?
Causing his dad pocket to bulge with more money that needs to come out.
As always, as always. Sam Preston's watching as well, even in Sam Preston.
There's someone I should talk about. Sam and Dav. So when we talk about show and shine and selection, Sam and Dav are like my wing guys. They are the guys on the ground. They're the feet. They're the ones that go around and do the top 50 in the show. So just to clarify that, they're the guys that select top 50 around the whole circuit. They do some serious mileage of walking to find every single car in that circuit. And then they also assist me in judging that top 3 and detailer's choice. And I think Sam and Dav would admit, since we've been involved, their view of what is show and shine and how we're bringing the caliber up has changed massively.
Although I'm a bit worried because I think they'd like to hide behind anonymity, to be honest with you, but you've just outed them there, so that's fine.
Two guys, media jackets, you'll see it.
Yeah, exactly. They stand out. It's fine.
There they are.
Mike Hawksmile says, how much will tickets be on Saturday? Correct me if I'm wrong, Max. It's £20 in advance. Till
it's £20 in advance. So yeah, until 5:30 tomorrow, you can buy them in advance. On the gate, they'll be 25.
And under 16s, is it free? Something like that, is it? I can't remember.
I'm not 100% sure.
Under 16s have always been free for all of eternity that I've remembered.
Yeah, so I would imagine that is the case. Jump online, castlecombe.co.uk, and you'll be able to double check. But we're pretty sure.
I think it's a great thing. Under 16s, like your next generation coming through. So if they can come with parents to the show. Let's be fair, if they're even at 16 or only a year away from driving, are they the next generation that comes to the show and makes Castle Combe what it is?
Agreed. Listen, Rich, thank you so much both for coming on and for your continued support and involvement. I look forward to catching up with you on the day. I'll be there on the mic. It sounds from the comments earlier, Titch will be there as well. And we'll be doing the Show and Shine Awards in the afternoon, but I'm sure we'll catch up with you and have I always try to come and interview you and you try and escape, but you're not going to this time. We're going to have a quick catch up.
No, we've done it enough times, Dawesy. We can keep doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say, though, if you want to check out the Show and Shine entries and what's in the Show and Shine for this show, obviously go to castlecombe.co.uk and you'll find all the entries on the website. So you'll be able to see what's in it. I know there is, again, through selection from what's the work that Sam does, he's picked another fine bunch of vehicles.
Well, I've actually just posted in the conversation that you're all at, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you should now see come up from me that has just put the link to where the Show and Shine cars are. Equally, I'm also going to put it up here as well. Look at that, as if by magic.
Look at that. It's like wizardry.
Hey, producer. They say that men can't multitask. I just multitask there, mate. There's there's a bit of everything there. But go and have a look and see the cars that are in it. You'll be able to see them on the far corner of the paddock area as well. And good luck to you guys that have got to somehow pick the winners out of that one.
It's going to be another good one. Well, I've got a good team around me for this one. This one, I'm bringing a couple of different people with me to bring the mix to Combe, and again, trying to hunt for you, Max, some new people to come to the circuit that are local. I'm bringing Nathan along from Avon Tuning, and he's coming down with the Avon Tuning GTR and another one of his vehicles as well. So Avon Tuning are going to be hanging with me. So they're there for all your tuning needs and conversation. And also Harvey at Head On Customs, who's another guy we work very closely with in terms of customization and stuff. He works with a lot of things called starlight roofing, which is what you see in a lot of Rolls Royce. Cool twinkly stars in your headlining.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So he'll have a demo van there on stand as well. So definitely we've got more than the detailing products to come and have a look at. So you can come over and have a look at a lot of things.
I love the fact, Rich, that we look to you like people would know about those twinkly stars in the roof of a Rolls Royce.
Well, I'm sure you're going to pop a picture up now for everyone to see.
No.
Oh.
What, my Rolls Royce, you mean, with the twinkly stars? No,
exactly.
I don't have those. No, I definitely don't. I definitely.
Chauffeur driven.
If only. Yeah, that means I could have a gin while on the mic if that was the case. That makes me a liability then, Max, as well.
Yeah, doesn't sound too good.
No, I've never been a liability, Your Honour. That's fine. Rich, thank you so much for joining us, mate. It's an absolute treat to get you on, and we looking
forward to it. And Max, thanks for everything you're doing. Keep it up. We're definitely going to take 2024 into a different stage, and just to finish the year off in this way is going to be insane. I'm sure the people are going to love it.
I've got to ask
as well. Wait.
I've got, and Rich Perry himself says thanks, Rich, as well. So backing that one up. He might not have come on the show, but he is watching, just to stir. But I've got a final question. Are those caps for sale in your thing as well?
Well, ironically, I might be strategically doing this, but these are a limited first drop hat. I have a limited amount that will go live 6 p.m. tomorrow on our website, and whatever's left will be at Combe on Saturday.
Like it. Like the sound of that. You're a star, my friend. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on Saturday.
No worries. See you later, guys.
See you on Saturday.
Cheers, mate. So, Max, that's now caught up with two of our guests. We've got one more to go. I've got to put this one on first of all. Bradley Wilson says, Max, can you do a wheelie?
Considering I've ridden a bike for hundreds, if not thousands of hours, I'm surprisingly terrible at doing wheelies. But, you know, I take the excuse that I've always been trying to go fast, and wheelies don't help you go fast. So, yeah, to answer your question, no, I can't really do a very good wheelie at all.
To be fair, mate, you are incredibly fast, so I think we let you off of that one, so that's not a problem. Our very own, where's it gone? Hang on, it jumped up. So Rich Perry also says, I want a hat Saturday. So there you go, Rich King. Rich Perry wants a hat Saturday, so he'll be there.
I'll be careful, I'll be wanting a freebie.
Fordy, hello Fordy. He says, are Max and his sidekick Richard dressing up for the event? You've already said you're not, are you?
Well, I hadn't planned on it, but I'm feeling a bit of pressure now. So I might have to sort something last minute.
And Rich Perry, no idea whether you are. He's watching this, so he might comment. I haven't always, but I did last year, and I've kind of gone for a slightly different one this year. I found it weird though. Rich says I'm coming as 40. Goodness me. Well, I find it funny that I'm trying to come as Uncle Fester because I've suddenly remembered that Uncle Fester's quite short and I'm 6'3", so I'm not sure. I'm going to be Cousin Fester, maybe. We got to go for it. Listen, let's bring out our final guest of this show, and it's a biggie because I was really relieved, Max, is that I think we used to have like, one, maybe two slots where the drifters would come out. But every time they came on circuit, the paddock emptied, the spectator banks filled up, and bless them again, is Karen sort of got it sorted that we could have more of these drifters. They're a crowd puller all the time.
Yeah, everybody loves them. You know, we've got cars going around the track all day, but you're right. The thing that draws people to the banks the most has always been the drifters, because it is, you know, to be fair, this year has been some of my first time seeing the drifters, and it is very impressive when you see it firsthand. And yeah, that's what the people love. So yeah, we'll do a bit more of it.
It does. Right. Let's first of all watch this video. It's not the shortest of videos, but it's well worth watching. And as soon as we finish that one, the main man's coming out. We got Luca Grivas coming up next.
You You just walk right out the door. Don't wanna do this anymore. Now I'm lost without you. You drive me crazy out my mind. How'd you do this every time? Now I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see now tainted love is all we have? Our issues run so deep. Now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave, and by the time it's done I'll be distant when you're home, always hanging by your phone. Do I even know you? And I get paranoid sometimes, 'cause I know that you're in mine, and I'm lost without you. You still be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see now tainted love is all we have? Our issues run so deep. Now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave, and by the time it's done I'll be
I've broken all the rules with the length of that video, but I'm sorry, I could not cut that down. It was worth playing every second of that, and I'm so delighted that we've got the main man as far as I'm concerned. He's like the drift organizer extraordinaire. Luca, good evening, my friend. How you doing?
Good evening. Yeah, good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, good. Your hair's looking good, mate, by the way.
Thank you.
Private joke. Yeah, thank you for your patience, mate. I know that you messaged me that you were worried you were sort of involved in all sorts of things at work.
Yeah.
You managed, ironically, I wasn't far off. I said 8 p.m. and I wasn't far off, was I?
No, not far off. No, I made it as well. Good.
You did. Listen, I mean, seriously, despite living in amongst all of this, what do you feel when you watch that video back? You still get the buzz out of it, don't you?
I do, apart from the video you picked. The only clip of me, I was on the grass backwards, Chris. So
sorry, mate.
Sorry. No, it's great. It's great. It's such a tight-knit circle we've got, and everyone around us makes it such an easy event to organise. No one's ever any trouble, and I mean, when people say drifting to other circuits and stuff, they kind of turn their nose up and are not really interested. But I can't thank Castle Combe enough for the opportunities they've given me and, well, the rest of the drifters in the UK, really.
And you do bring a big crowd of cars to come out this. The amazing cars, amazing drivers. That said, I've got to very quickly say, you talk about being a tight-knit community. There's an awful lot of baby making going on at the moment. We've got to congratulate you and your good lady for your little one.
Thank you very much, yeah.
And, of course, Ames has had one as well.
Yeah, Ames has had one, yeah. Unfortunately, Ames was hoping to drive at this event, but yeah, a few other things happened, so she's not going to be able to make it. I think her and Marcus are going to be there, and Baby's going to come along for his first one, so that'll be cool. Yeah, it'd be really good.
She
Yeah.
hates it when I throw a microphone under her mouth. She's like,
oh. Yeah.
No one escapes me, though. So
yeah, no one's safe when you're patrolling the paddock.
Exactly right. Exactly. It's the same thing. Just got to pick up, backing up on what you've just said, Luca, and Jamie Gray, lovely comments. You guys at Castle Combe are amazing. Quality shows, an amazing atmosphere. Thank you for holding shows like this. First time S14 won't be on track Saturday as she's having work done. But hindsight, I can sit back and relax and absorb the show. And, you know, I've seen you as well there, Luca. Well, there was one time you were going to someone else's wedding, but you had to be there for the morning. You weren't out, but you were there watching and getting everybody organised. You just can't stay away. You love it too.
No, unfortunately, I had a wedding. That was on JDM Day, which is my favourite day as well, being my car's Japanese and stuff. But it is what it is, and it was a lovely wedding, so that made it all right. But yeah, I can't stay away. I got to be involved somehow.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I think there's something to be said to actually seeing it in person as well. I've seen you know, a lot of videos of it in the past. Actually, someone that I race against on bikes quite a lot also does drifting as well. So I see a lot of their videos and stuff. But actually, being at Combe this year and like at the last event, sort of standing on pit wall and seeing the guys go by sideways, literally on the edge of the grass all the way along. It's yeah, it's very impressive.
You had, you had to rub grass into Luca again, then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, Max. I'd say it's nice seeing people like Shane pick up a different motorsport, and you know, he's one of the drivers who's really impressed this year. He's come out of nowhere, really. There's a few. There's too many to mention, but everyone always comes, puts on a great show, and yeah, I can't think of her enough, really. No one's ever any trouble, which is good.
But I have to compliment you on this one, Luca, because and in fact, perfect timing is one of our Orange Army. Chris Rea says Luca has transformed the drifting at Combe. He's a pleasure to work with, and that was where I was about to compliment you. Is you said no one's a trouble. You've worked hard on that for several years to make sure that is the case, though.
I mean, I've been since driving at Combe. I started 2018, I think. It was always a bit of a struggle with seat time, you know, trying to get people to come from the other side of the country, drag their car down, and obviously it's not a paid event, so it's quite hard to get someone to commit like that. And when they came all the way down and they had 2 sort of 15-minute sessions, and there's quite often red flags, and it was just hard work. No one really was too interested. That's why working with Karen and Graham, we kind of said we need 3 sessions and they need to be a little bit longer. And also we need more people, because I feel now the track is a lot more full all the time. For the whole of the session, we try and keep 10 drivers out there as best we can.
And it is, and there'll be probably another 10 at least in the pit lane waiting to go out, and that's the beauty of it. And I've got to make something clear, and this again is over the years, especially working with the likes of Titch and what have you, is that making it clear, you guys, they're not cheap tyres that you're destroying there. They're not budget tyres.
No, so I only run like a smaller tyre, but some of the guys, like chap who helped, well, I say help build my car, he did do a lot of my cars, Ryan Hughes. He runs a 265 semi-slick race tyre, and that will last him 2 laps. So 2 tyres, 2 laps, gone. And it's the same for everyone pretty much. We all sort of go through 2 sets per session, maybe 3 sets, depends how keen we all get. And so yeah, it's certainly not cheap.
No, and I mean that's why I always on the commentary make a big point of show your appreciation for you guys coming, and it's such an array of cars that rock up to this, which is what's a beauty. And Max, backing up your comment about the fact that it's amazing to watch, I mean, especially from the pit lane. Did you jump back from the pit wall when you were up on the pit wall?
There's a couple of times where I was like, oh, they're coming quite close and they're heading straight for me. Definitely. It is, and all the way out to sort of quarry is some of the speeds that the guys are taking whilst completely sideways is something you don't really appreciate unless you actually can like stand there by the side of the track and see it happen.
And one of the things that summed it up for me, Luca, is going back quite a few years now, because it was back when the usual three were on Top Gear and Richard Hammond had to go at, and I'm sure it was when it was Top Gear rather than the later incarnation. He had a go at drifting and he could not do it for love nor money.
No, I think that was an episode with Conor Shanahan, a young Irish chap.
Yes.
And there is certainly there's an element of surprise with drifting because it doesn't always go how you want it to go. How good you are, it doesn't really. Yeah, but no, there's certainly a lot of skill involved. It's not all good luck, unfortunately.
And I've been sorry, Max, go on.
I was gonna say it can be kind of a thing with motorsport, but I imagine like particularly with drifting is that people that drive will look at it and think, oh yeah, I can do that. All you do is grab the handbrake a bit or give it a bit of clutch and throttle, but actually when you come to do it, is to be able to hold a slide like that is very impressive. Same with like the BikeLife guys who know we're doing the wheelies and stuff, is actually doing a little wheelie or doing a little skid. Yeah, you might be able to do that, but doing it in a controlled way for an entire lap is something that's really not easy.
No, that's it. There's so many elements of, I'll say, surprise with drifting. Like your tires, there's no real time scale on how long your tires are going to last. So depending on what gear you're in, how fast you're going, is all down to wheel speed. So you might come around one lap fully committed and your tires just let go. And that is fairly scary. Or when you come through the smoke, and if you're following someone really close, you're fine because you're sort of under their stream. But when you're, say, 5 or 6 car lengths behind them, you cannot see a thing. And that is, I know a lot of people will say, oh, must not be able to see anything. Trust me, we cannot see anything. So that is a bit of good luck sometimes.
And yeah, I love that. For those that maybe haven't watched drifting at Combe before, is the beauty that I love about it is that you can stand wherever you are around the circuit, you will be able to see the cars wherever they are because the smoke's drifting up in the air. If it's
Cloud of
dry,
smoke. If it's dry, yes.
But
so unfortunately, this event's a little bit different for us because I haven't got my usual Garage 500 team around me. They make drifting easy for me. They make everything worth doing, I'll say, because with something like this, that, like I said, there's so many elements, and also organising the event organising the drifters, because some of them aren't necessarily the most organised. So there's a lot you've got to try and keep on to them, and my Garage 500 team sort of just make it work. And there's a lot of things that I have to do in the morning that they all just help along with. So this one, they're all at a different event. There's an event called Drift Matsuri on, and unfortunately, all of them are there. So it's just me at this one, and 22 others. So we should be good.
Wow, 22 others, so 23 of you. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is so good to see. Is that big 1,000 brake monster thing there again?
No, unfortunately, Hayden, he's gone up to Matsuri at Anglesey. But we've got, there's a few come in. Martin Richards from Driftworks has come in. We've got Matt Denham from Chap Speed, I believe, maybe. And a few others that, and not only that, that's the great thing about Combe. You don't have to necessarily be a massive name because a lot of it is foot to the floor and, hope for the best up there because it's certainly a very fast circuit. And yeah, it makes good viewing, I'll say.
And from what I hear, the drivers love it because of that fact that it is so quick and so open, and you can really let loose.
It is the fastest circuit in the UK for drifting, I'll say. Silverstone's very close, but with Silverstone, you can't drift the whole circuit. We're only allowed to do the one corner and, well, a few corners. Okay. And there's not many events at Silverstone, and it's a bit harder to get into. And Sweep's the guy who organises that. Without Sweeps in the UK, drifting wouldn't be what it is because he's the one who puts on all these other events. Drift Matsuri. He actually owned the BDC, the British Drift Championship, and he's a great guy. But yeah, like I say, he's pinched some of my drivers this time. So
it's going to happen, Max, from time to time, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's how it goes. But yeah, it sounds like we've still got a great, great team. Of
we have,
drifters to beat
yeah,
there.
we've got a great one this time.
Matt Thorne says Combe is an awesome day. The track is so fun, and that was what we were definitely hearing, that the drifters think about that. I mean, I've been learning over the years, some of the vernacular like mangying, which I got corrected. Titch corrected the way that I was saying it before. That's amazing when you're coming down the straight, scaring Max on the pit wall. But one of my favourites that doesn't happen, or just going to put this up, Fordy himself has also said, Luca, since you've been in charge, the organisation of the drifters is far better. So there you go.
Great, thank you.
Twinning. I love it when you're twinning. It is so, so cool. But you never know whether anyone's going to do that. And I think the conditions of the circuit determine that.
The conditions of the circuit also, that is down to power. Because Castle Combe is such a fast circuit, trying to put it on someone, so like my car is only 400 horsepower, and you've got someone like Ryan, my friend, that is over 1,000, and he's running a big sticky tyre, and I've only got a little, like a budget tyre on. There is a lot of element of the car being far superior and a lot faster. But then you watch my car with someone like Reese Parr. There's a few good videos of the two of us going along the start finish straight together, and that is quite well matched to my car. So it's just run like luck of the draw, really. It depends who you're going to pick to go out with, and
well. And again, Jamie Gray seconded Fordy's comment about how well you've done. And Matt Thorne says the drifters are so fun to watch. Joe Gubb is so good to watch.
That's the name I haven't seen in a while, Mr. Gubb.
I take it that means he's not there this time.
No, unfortunately not. No, he was around in Trig's time a lot more. Trig,
why didn't we see Trig anymore?
No, Mr. Trig's doing Matt Surrey, unfortunately. He usually comes. Well, he's been to a few. He's been to a few this year and done.
I've obviously missed him then, sadly.
You've missed Trig, yeah. You've missed Trig.
Normally in an estate or something daft like that.
Yeah.
And another car I love from the past was the Jaguar. That's disappeared, isn't it?
That will be back out, I believe. I've spoken to Charlie, not recently about it, but I do keep pestering him, saying, "Come on, we need to see it." But yeah, we haven't seen it for a while now. That's undergoing a big old transformation, and that's going to be, well, if it wasn't special enough before, it's certainly going to be special now.
Oh wow! Well, keep abreast of that one for next season with a bit of luck. We'll see that one back.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, it is a demo. It runs in reality, but you guys really go full beans no matter what. I mean, speak to me about, for those who haven't necessarily watched it, just quickly. We don't need, I'm not going to try and expect you to go into too much detail about it. But when it's a competition, what do you have to do?
So there's a series of clipping points on the circuit, and they could be painted. Well, they are painted on the floor in boxes. So basically, you've got to put your car. So there's inner clips and outer clips. The inner clip is for the front usually, and the outer clip is for the rear of the car. And they could be wherever the judges deem fit for that inner or outer clip. And then you have to, as a lead driver, you would lead that around that. You got to do like the qualifying line, they call it. So basically, you got to put your car in that in them boxes, and then you get scored out of, well, there's a top 32. So only 32 drivers qualify, and then they just go into battles, and then whoever does the best line in front, or the best chase line, and the chase driver has got to put it on the lead driver. So essentially, it's down to proximity and however good your lead line is, essentially. And
bearing in mind, you don't know exactly what that lead driver is going to do. You kind of make some assumptions. You don't know exactly, and yet you've got to be right on them.
So what they say is, if your car is not as fast as theirs, or you feel that they're going to make a mistake or something, if you just pull back and put it on the lead line, you're not necessarily, because you're not as close, you're not necessarily going to lose. You may win down to the lead driver being unchaseable, or yeah, there's a lot of elements to it, but it certainly makes a good watch. If you ever want to watch it, look at some of the Drift Masters European stuff and the Formula Drift in America. Some of the rounds, some of the drivers are absolutely wild. It's brilliant.
I can understand that. Matt Thorne says, I only got a ST running at 360 brake, but I love the track. And he also confirms that Gubby is good at clipping. He's got a favourite driver, hasn't he, Matt Thorne?
Yeah.
Good man. And Titch is back and he says, I'm back. What did I miss apart from that beautiful face of Luca's?
Well, me and Titch actually did have a bit of a run-in once. I think this is the last event Mr. Titch did. And I think that's what ended his career of drifting. Hit the wall, and then I crashed into him, and we had a big old crash. And, yeah, it was great. It was good fun, though. He'll tell you the same.
Bless him. Matt Thorne asked the question, who is the local that's got the Escort van? Now, I thought that was Trigg, but Titch has actually said Josh Payton. Is that
Josh
right?
Payton, yeah, Josh Payton. Josh is a regular. He hasn't been so much this year. He came a few times last year. He is actually going up to the Matsuri up at Anglesey. I think I could be far wrong, but there's a few hundred cars going up to that. That's a massive event.
I love the fact that we've still got 24 down here, Max. You've made sure that they're not falling out, are they?
Definitely not. And I think it's having different people here is always a good thing as well. It means that people are getting to see different drifters out on track as well. There's a lot of people that will come to all the action days, so a bit of variety is always good.
We usually keep the same 10, like my Garage 500 team. We will all stay the same, and then there's another 10 or 15, depending on how many I can sort of get for the day, that alternate most of the time, just to try and keep some fresh faces. And
that makes sense. By the way, Titch says we won't talk about our little mishap. I think we already have, Titch. Sorry, mate, but there we go. My fault. I was stirring it up again as usual. What I've also seen in the past is that you've had a few, I'm going to say newbies. They're not necessarily complete newbies, but they're pretty fresh. And I'm there watching, and you wouldn't even know they are. But I love the fact that you sort of encourage those guys to come out there as well. Yeah,
because it's like I said, drifting in the UK is certainly hard. There's not many places to learn, and I mean, there's a few. I say there's 3-4 drivers in Garage 500, our team, that haven't done so much. Shane being one of them, Max's friend, he really surprised us. And then Matt Maynard, Josh Wyman, and Patrick. I don't know his name, Pad, but I call him Patrick. He is, them 3 guys, they've got 3 bone stock 350Zs with a lock kit and a welded diff and a hydraulic handbrake, and they are not scared. And it makes such a brilliant watch to see them 3 guys going around together. And that is about all that car has got. It has got nothing left, and it makes a good time.
We can't be surprised that these nutters that race on bikes, which way is he at that way? These nutters that race on bikes can have no fear. I mean,
that does help that,
Max. Yeah, I mean, it's got to, hasn't it? Because you've got to have no fear racing on those 2 wheels. I know it's a different skill, but Luca was saying about having no fear is that he clearly has.
Yeah. It's still a lot of vehicle control and dealing with things at very high speed. So I guess coming into it from a bike background is probably better than coming in from no motorsport background. But I imagine Shane's had to do quite a bit of learning, to be fair.
Yes.
Yeah, good on him. But
he's very disciplined, though. I'll say with stuff, he learns quick, picks up fast. On a bike, there's not too much you can do with I'll say without hurting yourself. I suppose you soon learn fast on a bike. I'll say.
Yeah, the crash is slightly less comfortable, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, when you look, I don't know, let's take Marc Marquez as a prime example, world class, and yet even he can have these big accidents. It shows that even
anyone can.
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly.
No, that's the key thing.
Part of the sport, unfortunately.
It is part and parcel of it. Yeah.
That's
it
why we
goes.
call you a nutter, Max. That's what that comes down to, right?
Fair enough.
The mystery solved. Matt Thorne says, Gubby's a good friend of mine. I wish he could be sponsored more to help him get further in the sport. He would always deliver and an awesome driver. Sadly, I think that's a story the world over, isn't it, in anything motorsport?
But yeah, motorsport in general, I think, particularly with, everything, prices of everything are rising, cost of living's going up.
Yeah.
And motorsport has always been very expensive, and it's even more so now. So it's, the more support that people can get, the more that these kind of things can happen. But
Exactly.
I think sometimes people don't always appreciate when they're stood by the side of the track how much time, money, and effort goes into each individual person being out there, whether it is cars or bikes. As Luca knows, there's so much work that goes in behind the scenes. There's so much money that goes in behind the scenes to actually get out on a track. That
not only that, there's a lot of element of like last year I towed my car all the way up to Silverstone. The first time I'd ever been invited, I'll say, to drive at Silverstone. Towed it the whole way there and took it out, and it blew up on the first lap. And the disappointment, it was a hard day. It was a very hard day. And some of these guys drive miles. Ollie Evans is another, I'll say, pro who comes to Castle Combe and does our demos, and he drives from North Wales, and it is up there. It is about as far as you, and he will drive down. He'll do his 3 sessions and then drive home. And I think you can't ask much more, especially being like a higher profile driver. He drove in Europe last year at the Drift Masters European Championship, and to have the likes of him come along and have a go, I'll say, against or with all of us guys is something special. It really is.
Well, he hasn't got far to commute this weekend, I would imagine, if he's up in North Wales. Then I'm assuming he's there.
No, I'm sure Ollie will be at Matsuri. Yes, he will be there.
Out of principle when he's that close.
Yeah.
And Matt Thorne says, Halloween I have to miss and my car won't be ready. He's gutted. Fordy says to you, Max, you need a wheel on each corner. We need to get you out in a drift car, Max. That's what's got to happen. Have a crack.
I don't know how all that'll go.
Max needs to bring his helmet along this time, and he might be able to jump in with one of us. That'll be quite interesting. Yeah, we'll make that happen. And you, Dawesy, as well. You haven't been out.
No, not a chance. You'll speak to most people is that I'll be all right. I'm all right in driver's seats, not in passenger seats, especially with you nutters. I don't want to be looking through the blooming window. See where we go. I'm chicken. I talk about it, mate. That's my lot. Although I say I talk about it, Titch says, Dawesy, you could have, you've got someone who knows what they're talking about joining you. I do, mate. You're back with me, Titch, but that's the beauty. I get to just ask you all the questions, which is great.
No, you can come with me. You can come with me, and Titch can do the mic. That'll be fine.
No. Here's a good comment. Jamie Gray says quarry is no joke, so that's a tricky corner to do drifting.
Quarry's fine. It comes up on you a lot faster than you think, and the distance between, I'll say, the apex of Avon Rise to the centre of quarry is a lot longer than you think. So Avon Rise is very tricky because if you go off on Avon Rise, you're on the grass, and when you're on the grass, you are going so fast, usually backwards or sideways. You do most probably end up in the wall, unfortunately. But I will say the airbags, or like the big foam blocks, they are unbelievable. There's a few videos on YouTube of people drifting at Combe and crashing into the bags and just driving away with like completely unscathed, not even knocking any trim or bumpers off. They are brilliant.
Yeah, but the bad news is we're not supposed to let them think that, are we, Max? Because they cost a lot.
No.
I shouldn't be hitting them because they really break.
No.
But they are needed because there isn't a lot of room for error at Combe. You get to a track like Silverstone, for example, you run wide on any corner and you've got 10 plus meters of runoff at Combe. You've got maybe half a meter of grass, and then that's the wall. So it is needed there.
And the grass is very slippery.
Very true. Yeah, the likes of Silverstone, you need your passport to get back onto the circuit. Is that far?
Exactly.
It's just absolutely fine. Yeah, the reality is they are amazing. We always worry at these action days because it gives people a false confidence, and it's like, look,
That is the only fault with them, I'll say.
And by the way, they're also tricky because they can launch as well. I've seen some other circuits where it can launch over. So they're there to try and keep people in and minimize damage. We're not allowed to talk what they're made out of. And I've said that they are secretly made of the lint from a mouse's handkerchief, the cream from a bourbon biscuit, and just the tip of a unicorn's horn. But we're not allowed to confirm those facts, okay? They're just magic.
They are magic, yeah.
I've had too much gin, clearly, haven't I? But there we go. I cannot wait to see the drifters out. We got 3 sessions out for you guys again, haven't we? And as you say, they're half an hour each, I think they are.
Half an hour sessions, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got the first one is 11:15.
Yeah.
Which then presumably this is correct, Max. I'm going off of what's online, but
those
11:15, which will take us straight into BikeLife if that's the case. So I don't know whether that's a slight tweak.
No, I think that is right.
Where's it gone? 1:15 to 1:45, 3:15 to 3:45.
Yeah.
So that looks good. I was about to ask if you know the cars, the drivers. I suppose let's wait. Let's get excited on the day. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Are you out in your car this time, or are you organised?
I am out in my car. Yes, I am out in my car. I've got a few issues that may stop the fun, but we'll be okay. There's plenty more of us, and we'll do all we can to be out there all day.
Well, I think even Titch and I even got a mix-up where we were able to have one up in the tower and one down interviewing you guys that are in the pit lane, and we'll sort of possibly do bits and pieces like that. We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Luca, I cannot thank you enough for coming on. The drifting's going. I think we're going to have to get you on ahead of some of the other action days next year as well, and sort of big up what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything that I've missed, Max, on the drifting side?
I don't think so. I guess if people were going to go and watch, is there a particular corner that is most impressive, do you think?
Good
I know
question.
you guys are kind of sideways everywhere, but if it's
it is Quarry.
First time,
it is Quarry. Quarry's the best, and watching them come over Avon Rise. If you can sort of position yourself halfway around Quarry, you're laughing really. But it does get very busy. It does get, you say, ever so busy. But there's always some. So the one to look out for is the drone guy. Toby, who comes along to all the Garage 500 events. He's sort of our resident pilot, I'll say. He is unbelievable, and he comes all the way from down Devon somewhere, and he drives all the way up and flies the drone for the day, and then drives all the way home, and he doesn't ask for a lot, and it is brilliant to see him going somewhere with his drone and trying to push for him to do more things and bigger events and stuff. So, and he's actually doing an event with Red Bull, I believe, Saturday morning, but he is going to try and make it along to the afternoon, which would be great.
Well, we've seen the quality of the images once you get the drone up around there as well. That's really cool.
Yeah.
A couple of you are already saying things like Jamie Gray says, hope never meet them. And I think that's the wreck-to-cell barriers that he doesn't want to know.
No, you don't want to meet them.
No, exactly. John Fordy himself says, wreck-to-cell are a tad wet now, not like airbags at the moment, which makes sense. Black stuff grippy, green stuff slippy. They're rubbing it into you again, Luca.
That is certainly very true. Yeah, that is very true.
Josh Wyman says the 350Z are the most exciting.
Josh Wyman is one of the drivers of the 350Z, so that's where that's coming from.
Slightly biased opinion then.
And not just that, is that we have to say it's not just the 350Z, it's a 350Z with the likes of Josh behind the wheel of one of them that are blooming exciting. So
yeah, that's it.
We look forward to that. Luca, can't wait to see you Saturday, mate. It's so good to catch up with you. Thank you so much for getting back when you had all those things to sort out and your patience.
No, not a problem. I wouldn't miss it. Thanks, Chris.
You're an absolute hero, my friend. Thank you so much, and we'll see you there. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, see you Saturday. Cheers.
See you Saturday.
Oof, Max, what? I mean, if you can't get excited after catching with those characters, I don't know what will.
Well, yeah, I think, you know, action days are always busy and they're very popular and there's a lot going on. But I think this one kind of feels, you know, like there's some new stuff happening. There's a lot of energy about it. I think it's gonna be a really good day. And looking at the weather, it looks like it should be dry for most of the day as well, which helps.
Fingers crossed.
So, yeah, I think there's, even if you've been to a lot of action days before, there's going to be a lot of new stuff happening that you won't have ever seen before. There's going to be in addition to everything we've kind of spoken about, there's going to be hard to kind of describe it at this point, but a few old cars that have been turned into a Halloween themed display.
Yeah. So there's some freaky ones as well.
Yeah, so it's that's just been finished kind of this afternoon. So yeah, that's going to be something that's new alongside, you know, all the car clubs and individuals that will be dressing up their cars as well. So we'll have our own kind of Castle Combe Halloween themed area where we'll have our dates for next year as well. So yeah, I think there's plenty to keep everyone entertained.
There really is, and I get the impression there's discussions about the fact that going into next year is that Combe TV, that I'm very proud my company Visual PR, we're the producers of this as well as me being the host, is that we're going to double up on the Combe TVs, that it's not just going to be about the race days. We're going to be really having these sessions ahead of action days and rally day and all of these amazing events that we have at the circuit, that it needs to be done like we've managed to do tonight, standalone in its own show, because frankly, I mean, even I've been here knowing what I was who I was interviewing and what we're going to talk about. I'm pumped for Saturday. I really am. And that's the whole idea. Know what's coming.
Definitely. You know, I think everyone obviously loves the race days and loves racing, and that's my background. But in terms of Castle Combe, it's the action days and the shows that are the biggest events. They draw the biggest crowds. They've probably got the most diverse range of activities and entertainment on. So yeah, there'll always be plenty to talk about.
And don't forget as well, going into the new year, it's not just about the race days, the action days and all of those things, but you've got the racing school as well, where you yourself can get out on circuit with our racing instructors, learn the racing lines, and that can include saloon cars, it can include the Lotus Elise, the Formula Ford single-seaters, all of those things. Get out there, be taught the racing lines. All of that goes on. And it's just a great fun circuit to get the other side of the circuit and understand and appreciate what everybody's doing. But even if you're not taking a car out and you've just enjoyed watching this show thinking, this sounds really cool, masses of spectators come along to this. You've got the trade stores, you've got the food stores, you've got the cars on display, some that won't go out on circuit and just be static. Plenty of on-track action with the people taking their own pride and joys out on circuit. Drift demos, as we said. We've got BikeLife this time. We've got the show and shine competition. We've also got car of the show, club of the show. I mean, it just so much goes on. So get yourself down there. You've got till 5:30 tomorrow evening to get your pre-order tickets. Get them in, 20 quid instead of 25 quid per adult then. If you miss that, you can still pay on the gate. It just goes up to 25 quid. Come along and enjoy the show. And everybody's there to speak to look at. Lots of photos. You've heard from Wavey and Big Nasty's going to be there. Photo opportunities, merch to buy from everywhere. Bristol Detailing Supplies and loads of other stalls. It's just too much to see.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you're a motoring fan, there'll be stuff to keep you entertained all day. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth the trip down. And that being said, if people can't make it, we'll be going live with our dates for next year very soon. So yeah, there's going to be a whole calendar of events next year as well. So don't worry about that.
Definitely. Thank you for your comments, guys. Appreciate everybody that's got involved. Jamie Gray says it works, Dawesy. Bless you, my friend. Thank you so much. Titch himself says, thank you, Chris and Castle Combe TV for doing this for Action Days. I know that you'd appreciate that, Titch. Hell, we'll get you on one of these days as well, mate. When the guys aren't available, you can come on as a co-host as well. Jamie Gray says, Action Days are the best in the show calendar. Please never give up on them. We as the people showing want more in the calendar. Our very own unsung hero, Maria, says, well done, Chris and Max. Amazing show. See you on Saturday. Can't wait to see you, Maria, because all of you, and thank you to you, Max, and everybody else that puts in so much work before, during, and after these shows, because without you guys, we wouldn't have these to enjoy. So bless you, Max, and the whole team. Thank you for everything you do.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. It's something that I think since actually working at the circuit, you get a better appreciation of actually how much, like, that a lot of work goes into hosting an event, but actually seeing the team operate on a day-to-day basis, yeah, it's hard work, but hopefully it'll all be worth it.
It will indeed. And you personally, Max, I think the discussion is that getting you and Rich on a show at some point and really catch up with you two to understand the people behind the titles, because you've kind of joined and you've been busy as heck, and we haven't really found out anything about you guys, which is the plan to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we both, or the kind of the new management team kind of formed during the event season this year, so it's kind of, there hasn't been that much time to step back and kind of think about what we want to put out there or what we want to do. It's kind of been going from one event to the next and looking at what we can do for this season. And now we'll get the action day done on Saturday, and then we're really starting to look at next year. So yeah, hopefully we can talk a little bit about what the future of Castle Combe is going to look like. So I think there's big changes coming, particularly in comparison to how it's been in the past.
I think that's the fantastic way to end it, because you're absolutely right, and we'll just leave you with that little teaser. Max, thank you so much for joining me, my friend, as my co-host.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure, mate, and I'll see you there on Saturday.
You will indeed.
Cheers all. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the comments. Let's make Action Day, the final one of 2023, a big one. But from us here on Combe TV, have a very good night. Good evening.